Hi, Spiria, Darko is here. All right, so here I am. I'm trying to answer on your email that you did send me on Sunday regarding your situation and also regarding your submission. As I can understand, you did submit not really to get a grade, but just for me to take a look and kind of prove yourself that you managed to work on it and finished it, what is actually good. Now, yes, it is late for me to really grade it because I do not have access to change the grade anymore. So it is way beyond the date that could be, you know, accepted as a you know valid submission. I'm glad that you got a month off and that you're squaring your situation. That is, I believe, good for you. And once when you take care of that, then it will be easier for you to continue with the education, because you're gonna be able to focus better. So let me take a look at your work, right? So let's see. All right. Okay. So of course, you basically so far you had two submissions for milestone 1 and 2. Then you missed milestone 3 completely, and this could be considered as milestone 4 also as a final, pretty much, right? So you definitely did miss one milestone 3, where I could give you some inputs on what would be nice to be fixed so that this as a final would be even better. Now, overall, I think it's not bad. It's not bad. It's really unfortunate that you went through whatever you did. I really don't know anything except what you told me in your emails, but it's really unfortunate you didn't finish up, because it would be passable grade, and it wouldn't be really a bad project, because I definitely do like the whole idea of this kind of camera movement here, because if you remember on the very first submission you didn't really submit that, so I had doubts at the beginning what's gonna happen, because there was no camera movement. It was just I think a view, if I remember, from this side, from here or something like that, where she kind of just jumped like that, and I thought, I wasn't sure, was that like the end of the scene, or that would be kind of too short, but I didn't know if you're gonna do more, what you're gonna do. So that's definitely another advice, is that when you are blocking your animation on the first week, you're supposed to block it from beginning to the end, so that your teacher or instructor knows what the project's gonna be, what you're planning to do. And that goes, of course, the same for a situation once being in a studio professionally, because your supervisor or director, they want to know how the scene is gonna look from beginning to the end. I mean, not in details, but that's why we do that block out, right? We are blocking the scene with the most important poses, just to get idea to our supervisors how we are planning, right? What we are planning with the scene. And then after that, if that's approved, then you add more and more and more, kind of like a onion layers. You add more stuff. But you definitely start with the blocking, but not just partially one part and then everybody else has to kind of guess, is that the end, or where you plan to go with it. But from A to the Z, right, from beginning to the end. Now, last time I told you that I like the idea, and it really feels good. I mean, it really feels like I'm kind of watching a movie here. Of course, there is some stuff that to be changed. Starting with a timing, like when she shows up here, it's timing wise, it's not bad, but she could potentially spend maybe a little bit more time surveilling on one side and then on the other, and then needs anticipation is missing, going down and then start running. After this contact, again, she would need down pose. She goes in some kind of down pose, but it, as she is going in that down pose, she's going forward with the other foot, what means that as she's going down, she's doing that all on one leg, kind of, at this point. Maybe if it's possible, it would be nice if this leg actually arrives on her proper place sooner, so that now as she is going down, she would have support with both legs, right? Because usually we wouldn't go in a squash only on one leg. Also, it would be nice if she grabbed this rail sooner, so this arm will actually reach for this rail sooner, and it will be stretched. You see, that's the part of the animation rule of squash and stretch. So from here, from kind of squash being bended, she would go to stretch, and then from that stretch she would go back to the squash as she is going even more down, as you can see here, right? So squash, stretch, squash. And then here, that's fine, or maybe I'm not 100% sure, to be honest with you here, but maybe again she could have go on a straight arm, and maybe this arm being a bit back, kind of creating overlap on that arm. Maybe this arm getting faster here. Also, this is not so good silhouette, so it would be nice if after this, because we can see clearly and nicely arm here with the elbow, why not to have here also with the showing elbow, and then going, you know, forward here for grab straight, because she wants to grab this as soon as possible, right? And then again we are playing with a stretch and then squash. Maybe she could go even closer to the rail, to the wall, because the force that she's coming down with this jump would probably push her closer to this rail, the ladder. And then she can go down. Yes. Nice turn. I really like this turn. Anticipation. Yes. It's good. And then jump. Now at this jump, it would be nice if she would have a little bit better line of action, where this foot is still where it used to be. She's still pushing herself with this foot, but that leg would have to be straighter. Now here is a problem, not a big problem that is hard to solve, but it's just problem where the person who is jumping from such a height would definitely, after contact, this is contact, right? The first time that feet hits the ground is contact, and that contact actually could have been a little bit more stretcher, legs straight, because, well, that's what we do when we are jumping. We push our legs to be straight, because we know that we have to use our legs to pretty much stop our falling. Otherwise we would hit the ground with a bigger force. So what we do is we first stretch our legs, to make a contact, and then we use those legs to soften the blow. So from this, I would not go straight to roll, but I would do first big squash. She would go down, she would be squished, because, well, she is really falling from the big height. So she would really squish down to the maximum, and then from here, from this squished position, she would actually go up. She would kind of bounce back to, let's say from to this. And then from here, she just continues what you have into the roll. The roll is, I think, looking good. Maybe here, this arm could have been used as a push-off from the floor, also maybe this arm could have been somewhere away or something. Not sure about that. I didn't, really think through it. But I like how this leg shows up here and being pulled. That looks good. It would be great, of course, if she can, continue. If she can kind of jump over to the other building, ran and maybe just kind of jumps on this wall and jumps off or something and just leave us in a like huge question mark or something. It's almost like in a movie, like some thief robbing some bank or jewelry shop. Cool, interesting. So that, yeah, well, this is pretty much it. So if you want, you can still work on it and make it a nicer, so you can have it for your for your reel anyhow. Because once when you finish your portfolio 7, actually even portfolio 6, for portfolio 7, because whole portfolio 7 is all about pretty much putting the assets together. And if you have good assets that you actually worked on your own, what will be great, you can put them also in final work, because that's where you are really building your reel. So why not to have it if it looks really good. You said that you're sorry that you didn't contact me sooner. I know. I mean, it was like 2.5 weeks passed by, and I was pretty much sure that you gave up. So when you send your work, I was like, wow, okay, I'm gonna take a look and I'm gonna do critique, but I can't do anything about grade because I don't have access to it anymore, because we are completely in a new month. So. All right, that would be all. I wish you luck and just keep going. All right, thank you.